All right, good morning, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what's happening with Bitcoin. So, you know, on the daily time frame, we're already starting to get somewhat of a tweezer top, bearish engulfing candle here. It does look extremely bearish. The one thing I was looking for and why I was, more bullish and bearish for right now was because I was looking for a bounce yesterday, basically to kind of give a blow off top in the evening hours. So I was looking for this to basically make like a 786 level, and I'll show you when we drop down into the time frames to basically hit up to like 69K and then start dropping its way back down. I had a feeling it was going to be more of a bearish week, but I wanted to see a blow off top come Monday, Tuesday. We didn't quite get that. We're just getting this swing high here. So going into the 12 hour, um, what I was kind of looking for was basically a bounce from right about here, and we're dropping below that. So you can see I was just kind of expecting like this wick to basically stay, and for us to not get back down here and for us to continue onward, basically. We didn't quite get that. Now we're getting, basically a follow through to the downside. So this is, in my opinion, is looking a lot more bearish. We are now starting to be underneath that 65.6 level. Um, I wanted it to bounce off of it like it did here and then not come back and revisit it. So you can kind of see what I was looking at there. Now, for right now, on the 8 hour, what I would expect is a touch back to the 21. So pulling from here, short-term scenario, 64,442, and then you can literally just kind of go down from there. You have that, then you could pull from here, which takes out this double bottom, so that's around 63.3. That's what we've been targeting. Pulling from here, you can start really seeing, what our levels are, right? So let's go ahead and I'm gonna kind of keep some of these on the radar here. I do have a feeling that if we do fall through this, it's going to be quite violent and it's going to basically take out most of these double bottoms. I don't think that we're going to have support until somewhere down here. So I'm going to still put these on here just to kind of be some targets. So we will put these as some green levels here. Let's see, wasted this one right here. And we're going to line this up with liquidity as well this morning. So 64,410, 63,372. Moving down into, I would say probably pull it from here. So 62,133. And then finally, I would go all the way down here. 60,817. That works right there. And then I think that the 60,189 would probably work fine for right now, just as this would basically be wiping out this bottom right here. Um, So those are some levels to keep in mind, okay, as we drop down here. So 64,410, 63,372, 62,146, 68,27, and 60,189. Since if this week is extremely bearish, I am expecting this to probably just kind of dump through all of these levels for the most part, possibly, finding resistance around the line in the sand that I had before. I think it was like that 61.2, but we've hit it so many times. I think I talked about that. We've hit it so many times that we're probably going to get into the 60,000 area is my guess. Um, but again, is guaranteed. But if it is our direction, it's probably going to be fairly violent. Now, the only saving grace that we have for right now is bouncing off of these 21 MAs. The 8 hour has one. Probably right around the 64,410 by the time we get to it, but we could just kind of blow through that. 4 hour has it where we're about to touch it right here. Um, that's kind of our only saving grace right now. If we get to here and we're not solidly bouncing off of this 21, I'm expecting, that we just blow right through it like nothing. Um, Let me go into US tether dominance. Let me see if I can find it here. Here it is. So you can kind of see that we still were in this falling wedges type pattern. You could probably see it better on like the daily. Um, but we're breaking out of it, right? And we're kind of bouncing off of the 21. So this is like the bullish case. This is the inverse of Bitcoin. Tether dominance is the inverse of Bitcoin, but basically you can see that, we're breaking out of this, and it does have a measured move. If you take it from at least from up here to this wick right here, you're saying that we're going to take out this low. So we're going to start getting into the 50s if this is the case, okay? If this breaks out and does a full measure move. So that's kind of what I'm looking for tether dominance. Ideally, if we were to do this, making hopefully some sort of M pattern and then dumping this back down, okay? So anyways, that's what I'm seeing for tether dominance. Let's go ahead and take a look and see the 15-minute and the hourly real quick. So the 1 hour, we're getting still some decent support right here, but the more times that you come and touch it, the less likely it's going to hold as a support and resistance zone. So I wouldn't put a lot of weight on this right now. And again, like I said, like this is my start of the week line. So you can see we pumped up, we came back down, and I believe this is like a 786 retracement. So this is your inverse bearish 786 right here. Let's see. Yeah, so you can kind of tell right here. I mean, that's your inverse 786 right there. And measured move, the first measured move takes you down to about 63, 377, and you can even get down further, like the -2 is around 61. So there's a good chance that this just tanks, right? Let me go into the 15 minutes, see what's happening short term here. So we are again bouncing off of the value area low. Actually a little bit lower than that. So we've kind of closed below it already. Um, so we are probably going to test, my guess is we're going to test weekly open at 65,702 and then probably drop from there. Let's go ahead and take a look at liquidity. So, you can see some of my levels here, and then let's go ahead and dive into liquidity over here. So I'm going to leave this side by side for now, and then we could take a look at Kiyotaka as well. But going into liquidity on trading different here, let's take a look and see. All right, so this is the daily. Probably not too much will have changed except for maybe some short-term liquidity. So there is some more. I guess this was there yesterday on the 5x, but nothing showing yet for the 3x unless we really zoom in probably. Yeah, you can start seeing some 3x right here if we zoom in, but no real concentrated liquidity yet to bring us back up, which is definitely a bearish sign. Um, we have all of this red liquidity down below, right? And we have my lines marked. That measured move for tether dominance would probably take us to this 57.5 level, is my guess, which is the next 786. And so we probably we may have some consolidation there. Maybe we'll even get some bull div, but that would be the next level that I would expect if that full measured move plays out for tether dominance. So this would be like a full measured move for the bear flag for BTC. Um, but I would expect this first, and then if we fall through that, then you go into your 53, 178, and then you fall through that, you go into the 40s, right? So not too many lines in as for Bitcoin as far as in the 50s go. You have, like I said, the 57.5, you have the 53, 178, but that's pretty much it. Okay. Let's go ahead and move into the 4 hour. So 4 hour. Let me go into here. All right, so 4 hour, you're looking at, let me refresh this too as well, because it looks like it's not updating. All right, 4 hour, so we bounced off of the 21, like I said, might happen. I do think we're probably just going to test weekly open, like I said, which is right here at 65,702. 25x does show some bridging liquidity now above us, but I don't think we'll have the energy to probably get up there for this week. So down below, I mean, you have all the way down to 61,776 is where it starts for 25x. So the 4 hour is telling us that unless we are in a bullish case and we bounce somewhere in here, we're going to plummet all the way to here at least and test it at 61, 776. So that's your worst case scenario right there for right now. And then drilling into the 1 hour. Let's take a look and see kind of where We have our liquidity, see if any of these other bands align here. So let's see, we have 64, 410, I said. So that kind of takes out that little area right here. This is stopping at 64.6, so that's pretty close. And then 63, 372. So that would be taking out about this pool right here. I'm not, this does have some green liquidity, but it's not extremely concentrated like where we would potentially bounce. Like red areas are where we take it out and we potentially bounce from it. Yellow areas kind of do the same thing. If we're just getting some slight green, it's a good chance that we're not going to bounce there, at least for right now. Especially the 50x shows us going even lower. So, 62, 750, 62, 512, those are all potential areas, right? Um, so, that's kind of where the green liquidity stops, and then we can go all the way down and take all of this to 61, 711 out, okay? 15 minute will probably kind of show the same type of thing here. Yeah, I mean, for 100, sorry, this is 150x. 100x, you can still get down into here, the 63 area. 50x takes you all the way down to that 61, 711. So I would definitely keep this on your charts, guys. I don't know if that aligns with some sort of fib level. We can take a look here. I might be missing it here. But I know that that area was important. Let's see. So 62, probably maybe from here. Yeah, so basically you'd have to be pulling from this impulse right here for 61,704. So I'll mark that out, but essentially, that's kind of where liquidity is showing, and we'll probably put this maybe a different color. I'll make this like maybe a blue color right here, but that's where liquidity is telling us it's going to go more than likely for the time being. Now, that's really close to where we've been testing before, that line in the sand, I know somewhere down here. Um, Once we get down here, I mean, there's a chance we bounce for a little bit. I mean, you could take a very risky long, but it's not gonna be that great of a probability probably. So just kind of keep that in mind. It looks like the 15 minute is gonna start getting a golden cross here. Let me take a look and see if I can get liquidity up here. Where am I? Let me go to Kiyotaka. Take a look and see here. So as far as Kiyotaka goes, let me go ahead and log in here. It's gonna want that. All right. Anyways, let's see. It does look like we have orders up to. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, we don't have an order above until 68. That's a pretty big order, and then going down. 64.2, 64.3, we have one order, but I mean, we can literally just plow through these. There's nothing like, there are some major orders that can basically, we can fill and then bounce from, right? Which is what I try to look for. So for right now, I mean, this could just kind of plow through this area, unfortunately. Um, so anyways, guys, I hope that you found this informative. That's kind of what I'm seeing for today. Take care, and I will talk to you guys this evening.